Hey, how's it going? This is Justin Gilman with Quantum Leads, and today I'll be walking through your digital marketing attack plan to show you how you can turn your website into a lead generation machine and really generate some revenue for your business month over month. Now, if you take a look at the top here, we're looking at AC Repair in Houston, which generates about 1,600 searches every single month. Now, obviously, there's a lot more searches out there when you take into account AC installation or AC repair near me and a variety of other search terms. However, for the sake of time in this video, we're just going to be focusing on AC repair Houston and showing you how you can turn those 1,600 searches into revenue for your business. So let's start by taking a look at your website. So here we are on your website, more specifically your AC repair page. And if we scroll down here, I think you have a very visually aesthetic website. However, from an SEO perspective, there's a lot of things that we can improve if we want people to be able to find our website online. Now, we're going to be talking about internal search engine optimization first, which is essentially just all the different ways we can improve your website from within the website itself. Now, normally you're going to hear some fancy terms like title tags, local business schema, heading tags, and while those are all very important, for the sake of time in this video, we are just going to be focusing on the two most important aspects, which are content and keywords. Now, let's start off by talking about content for a second. Why is content so important? Well, we want a contentful website because content gives users something to engage with. And when a user has something to engage with, they tend to have a more positive user experience. And when they have a positive experience, they are more likely to return back to your website or to return back to Google for future searches. So it makes sense that Google would promote a website that promotes a positive user experience because it's a win-win situation for them. Now, normally I like to recommend about 750 to 1,000 words on any given page. Obviously, you can go above and beyond that if you would like, but 750 to 1,000 words is the bare minimum that I've found that is very contentful without sacrificing that visual aesthetic because I know people like to say that sometimes content can be a little intimidating to a user if it's too much. And while that's true, like I said, 750 to 1,000 words is that perfect range. Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, Justin, why don't I just take a website, put 5,000 words on it, and call it a day? And the reason we can't do that is because we need to make sure that our content remains relevant. And the way we do that is with our keywords. Now, keywords are the most used words or phrases on a website. And based on these keywords, we're going to tell Google information about our business. Normally, I like to tell people we want to answer three main questions for Google with our keywords. Number one being what we do, number two being where we do it, and number three being who we are. So let's take a look at your keywords and see if they answer those questions for Google. So here we are on a tool I use called Keywords Everywhere, and if we scroll down here, you'll notice your most used keywords. Now let's start off with number one and two. For the sake of this video, we're only going to be focusing on your first six keywords. However, I do recommend further optimizing past that, but like I said, for the sake of time, let's get into it. So first two keywords I recommend to be very industry specific. So in this case, I would recommend bumping air up to number one. And then at number two, I'd recommend some sort of complement or modifier to that first keyword. So if air is number one, we're going to want AC repair or repair at number two to complement that first keyword. But we definitely want air at number one, and you're going to see that that's a very popular keyword amongst your competitors. Now, number three and number four, I always recommend putting some location-based keyword. Now, this is really important that we put our city at number three and our state at number four. The reason being is that when we have those location-based keywords, it makes it really easy for Google to tell where we do business and ultimately drive more traffic or more local traffic, I should say, to our website. So that's going to help us a lot. And then number five and number six, I recommend putting a branding-based keyword. The reason these are so important is that yes, oftentimes we will get searches like AC Repair Houston that come to our website. However, we're also going to get people that look directly for our business's name. And when that happens, we want to make sure that we appear for those searches. So in order to do that, we'll need to make sure we have those branding based keywords in there. So definitely something really important. But let's take a look at your competitors and see what they're doing as far as content and keywords go. Tech of Houston. And if we scroll down here, you're going to notice that they have a lot of content on this page. In fact, for the most part, it's really all content until you get down to the footer, which is where you get this first image. But they have a very content-full website. And you see that they're reaping the benefits of this because they, like I said, they are the number one organically ranking site. But like I said, you can't just rank number one with content. So let's check how relevant their keywords are. Once again, we're back to keywords everywhere. And if we scroll down here, you'll notice their most used keywords. Number one, air. Like I said, very popular industry specific term, oftentimes put at the number one keyword for obvious reasons. But then number two, what they have is this location based keyword. So you really see the importance of this keyword because it's helping them drive a lot of local traffic. So like I said, we really want to focus in on having those location-based keywords. I would recommend it at number 3 and number 4, but obviously they put it at number 2. So you do see the importance of that. Then they start to vary a little bit with service, home, location, HVAC, heating. So a bunch of different keywords out there. However, use this list for some ideas of your own and also use some of the suggestions I gave you to create the strongest keywords list possible. Let's go back to your homepage and talk about external search engine optimization and kind of how it ties into everything. So now we're talking about external SEO. In this case, we'll be talking about backlinking. Now, backlinking is very simple at face value, just a link from one website to another. However, from an SEO perspective, a lot more is going on. When you get a backlink from one website to another, you are essentially saying that you trust the information that comes from that website or you trust the business that that website is representing. Now, this can go a long way in the eyes of Google because, like I said, it acts as a reference and tells them that we're a trustworthy business. However, it can also hurt our business if we get bad backlinks. Now, bad backlinks can tell Google that we are a spammy or harmful site, and oftentimes they come from websites that are also spammy or harmful. So, very important that we find quality backlinks for our website. I see it happen all the time where somebody goes on Fiverr, purchases $50 worth of backlinks, they get 10,000 links, and their site crashes immediately 50 positions. And now that's no mistake because you're essentially telling Google with 10,000 different references that you are a harmful or spammy website. So definitely something to think about, and we want to focus in on quality links. So let's take a look at your website's current backlink structure. So here we are in Ahrefs, and as you'll see, we're looking at your AC repair page, which generates a 4 UR and an 8 DR, which gets you about 3 organic users every single month and a traffic value of $20. Now, let's break these metrics down further so we can get a better understanding of what they mean. UR stands for URL rating, and what that is the individual power given to a single web page. So in this case, we are just talking about your AC repair page, whereas DR stands for domain rating, and what that describes is the power that goes through your entire website. So not just that singular page anymore, but your home page, your About Us page, your contact pages, all your service pages are summarized in DR. Now, let's skip over to traffic value for a second. Traffic value is a stat that is measured based on the buyer intent of each user, depending on where they come from as far as the keyword. Now, I worded that a little weird, so let me give you an example. So, let's think of AC for a second. If somebody finds your business through AC, they don't carry as much traffic value as somebody who finds your business through AC repair or AC installation. And let me explain why. So the reason is that somebody looking for ACs might be looking for a picture of an AC unit, might be looking for a blog article about ACs. We don't know what they're looking for. Whereas somebody looking for AC repair or AC installation, 9 times out of 10, is looking to purchase a direct service. Therefore, they carry a lot more buyer intent and ultimately a lot more traffic value. Now, in order to increase our traffic value, we have to increase our UR, our DR, along with our internal SEO, which is ultimately going to increase our rank and help bring in more traffic and ultimately bring in more traffic value if we rank for the correct keywords. Now, let's take a look at some of your competitors and see what type of metrics they're bringing up and the traffic value that they're creating for their business. So here we are back to AirTech of Houston, which has a 33 UR, a 38 DR, generates about almost 4,000 users every single month, and has a traffic value of $103,000 month over month. So this is a clear example of what happens when you mix your internal SEO with your external SEO to create the strongest results possible and the type of value that it can generate for your business. So let's keep working down the line here as I have another competitor for you to look at, which is Abacus Plumbing. They have a 26 UR, a 46 DR, generates them about 725 organic users every single month and about $28,000 worth of traffic value. So, like I said, a lot of value and potential if we follow the steps in this video. But let's go back to the Google search engine results page and talk about the Google My Business profile. So once again, we're back to Google, and if we scroll down here, what we've been talking about is down here in the organic search results. But if we scroll up here, we have this Google Map Pack. And now this is super important because it essentially gives us another place that we can win on Google by getting this #1 ranking. And if we can get the #1 ranking in both the organic search results and the Map Pack, we guarantee that 1,600 people see our business first before looking at another competitor. So like I said, a lot of potential and value here. But to get into the Map Pack, we have to verify our business via postcard, which is free to do with Google. And to rank in the Map Pack, we have to adhere to the different factors that they're looking for. #1, they look out that that they look for is that you fill out the form to 100%. The reason I say 100% is because the more information you give them, the more reputable your business looks. Number two, they look for a strong organic ranking, which is why SEO is so important, because not only does it influence down below, it also influences the map pack. And then number three, what they're looking for is ultimately that you have citations. Now, citations are all the different places your business's name, address, and phone number are listed online. Some popular citations are things like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Facebook, Instagram. All those are different citations you can get for your business, and they all help with the Google Map Pack. So let's take a look at how many citations each of these companies has and determine how many you'll need to go in and start outranking them. So here we have Richmond's Air. They have 15 citations. Then we have ASAP Air with 59. And then lastly, we have H-Town AC Repair with 25. Now, as you'll see here, this is a good example of what happens when you don't follow all of these steps and you skip some along the way. You'll see that a company with 59 citations is getting outranked by somebody with 25. And ultimately, we don't want that to happen. So like I said, follow all these steps in this video. I normally recommend doubling the biggest amount in here. So if there's 59 citations, we're going to want 118 citations along with those other factors. And like I said, you cannot skip steps along the way or you end up with something like this. However, like I said, this is all I have for you in this video. Once again, my name is Justin Gilman with Quantum Leads. I'd love to set up a meeting with you to discuss anything that wasn't mentioned in this video, or even to discuss any questions or concerns you had about this video. So feel free to push the button at the bottom of our email to schedule that meeting. And once again, I hope this was very educational. Thank you for watching.